What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne Yang with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Defense companies from the U.S. and Taiwan are showing off their capabilities in producing sea drones, part of efforts by Taiwan to develop these unmanned systems. Defense reporter Jaime Ocon was in the port of Suao to meet with some of Taiwan's potential partners in building a sea drone fleet.
Here in the port of Suao off Taiwan's east coast, a competition is underway. For the next 2 days, roughly a dozen companies from Taiwan and the United States are showcasing prototypes of unmanned surface vehicles, or sea drones, along with other systems. All of them competing for the chance to win contracts with Taiwan's Zhongshan Institute, which facilitates research and development for the military. One drone company, Alterion, has already signed on to work with Taiwan on AI.
We believe that future conflicts will be driven by the ability to decide quickly. So we have the speed of decision of machines. So AI is important and is important for the survival of any force and also Taiwanese forces. But it is the choice of the Ministry of National Defense how far it wants to take it.
Taiwan recently unveiled a new initiative called the Swift and Sudden Plan, which aims to invest at least $25 million into the production and the design of sea drones. Companies here looking to get some of that funding and take advantage of Taiwan's existing shipbuilding capabilities.
Taiwan is good at making boats. They have a whole wealth of experience in this aspect. So we're hoping to able to make the boat here in Taiwan and then have their AI to help us to basically reduce the manpower needed to run all the operations.
As Taipei faces growing threats from Beijing, the military here has been taking lessons from the war in Ukraine about how to best defend itself. Footage from the front lines show inexpensive sea drones destroying multi-million-dollar Russian warships, part of Ukraine's asymmetric defense strategy. And Taiwan is following suit, ditching tanks and larger systems for cheaper and more mobile weapons that are still lethal.
What I believe for Taiwan is that you need to be able to multiply a relatively small size of armed forces to combat very large potential aggressors. And one of the best ways to do that is to leverage the multiplying effects of autonomy.
Already, military units across the country are starting to introduce drones into their arsenals. And Taiwan says that now it's time for the Navy to step up too. Companies here say that the future of warfare is unmanned and they'll need fewer soldiers directly on the battlefield. Now, Taiwan's military wants to produce thousands of these unmanned systems in the Taiwan Strait to defend the country. But what company will work with the military is yet to be seen. Luffy Li and Jaime Ocon in Suao for TaiwanPlus.
The government is looking for ways to help people make healthy choices. One proposal in the works could make sugar-free drinks more appealing than their usual sweet beverages. Irene Lin has the story.
中杯的，然后无糖，少冰。
Do you like sugar in your tea? If the answer is no, you might be in for a treat, as Taiwan's legislators are looking to waive the commodity tax on unsweetened bottled drinks.
如果因为少了3亿的不含糖饮料的税损，却能够减少233亿的相关医疗健康的支出，那国家社会还倒赚230亿。无糖免税，健康加倍。
More than half of adults and a third of children and teens in Taiwan are overweight. One major reason, sugary drinks.
那几乎有40%的民众是每周饮用含糖的饮料3次以上，超过92%的人都知道有危险。
Legislators say they hope this tax break will encourage more people to opt for healthier choices.
让我们的无糖的饮料的生产商能够降低它的一个生产成本，那也可以降低我们国人的采购成本，进而去引导我们国家的不管是儿童啊、青少年啊，还有我们的成人们呢，都去改变自己的消费习惯。
But there are mixed feelings about just how effective this policy would be.
如果到时候价格落差有比较大的话，我觉得如果落差小小的，其实还是不会有影响。
买的就是，无糖不热，对，就是一定要有糖的部分。
那所以价格你觉得是没有吸引？
对，价格没有。
Still, some are confident the proposal will help create healthy habits.
现在很多人会吃健康餐啊，等等，就是这也是一个，就是从生活去改变。然后饮料可能以前喝微糖还是半糖，那慢慢可能改成1分糖，1分糖久了，你可能可以接受无糖。
The initiative has the attention of both ruling and opposition legislators, but the details of the policy and whether it will pass are still up in the air.
Choosing sugar-free drinks like this one won't lower your grocery bill, at least not yet. But with the government considering a tax break, they might soon cost a little less and come with some health benefits. Howard Zhang and Irene Lin for TaiwanPlus.
An agricultural co-op is working to spread the word about Pingtung County's quality chocolate while cutting down the carbon dioxide its growers emit. John Van Trieste has this story from Taiwan's cocoa capital.
Huang Zhaoying inspects the cocoa pods growing in her orchard in Pingtung County in southern Taiwan. It's early in the season and there's still damage from last year's typhoons, but Huang isn't worried. Thanks to the local farmers co-op she's joined, the pods are bigger and healthier than ever, and there's no need to worry about marketing.
土质是酸性还是怎样哈？看要用什么肥，它会有跟你验土，就感觉果实有比较大。
Chocolate is something of a specialty in this part of Taiwan, and that's in part thanks to the co-op's chair, Qiu Junyu. Qiu has been in cocoa for a decade, and he's seen the crop's ups and especially its downs. A few years ago, farmers were cutting down their cacao trees as they failed to find buyers. Now his co-op helps give Pingtung's chocolate a bigger profile and find a bigger market. Around a quarter of Pingtung's 62 hectares of cocoa fields now has an annual contract with the co-op. Cocoa is a complicated business, but here each step is carefully organized. Once a week, cocoa pods come in from the farms. The co-op does quality control and then begins a precise process of fermentation that can take up to 2 weeks. Beans must be carefully turned so they get the right amount of sun exposure and meet the criteria for sale.
晒透的，我们的爱囤伊的水分含量降到7.8以下，也让它符合国际的一个标准安尼。所以刚刚的那个步骤路尽量容易跟太阳接触，我们酿一些比较小的次级品的，我哋会推脱起来安尼。
But quality isn't this co-op's only concern. To give its products an edge, it's going green. Standard chocolate production emits 17 to 19 kilograms of CO2 per kilogram of product. The co-op has this down to 7 kilograms and wants to push things even further. Last July, it got Taiwan's first carbon label for Pingtung cocoa. That certification didn't come easy, as one local official with a passion for the cocoa business attests.
所有嘅 data 資料全部係呢，佢就對我哋呢甜度嘅佢是盤到我哋呢佢啲出來，講到生牌啦，嚇到100%，冇相同嘅嘅，我用嘅天水，特別用嘅天嘅種類，甲我去盤查，包括我哋奶肉地杯所下嘅皮料，全部甲我盤出來。 到後面要嘢成命過程要唔同，送出去用埋嘅菜，就強下送出去，用埋嘅資料做包裝。
But with climate change concern a growing factor in what people buy, these farmers and their co-op think they've hit on a plan to boost local agriculture and put chocolate from Taiwan's southern tip on a bigger stage. Joseph Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow us on social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out these animals at a New Delhi zoo cooling down from a heat wave with the help of some water sprinklers. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and Expo 2025, visit TaiwanPlus.com.